Hi there, fellow design architects. Just super excited to share this idea with you. I was in the gym this morning and I haven't been to the gym in a while. And I was thinking how difficult it is just to get back into the whole process of exercising, learning the movements again, learning the mindset, eating properly, dieting, drinking properly, staying away from all the foods that make you unhealthy. And it's a huge learning curve. Simple to understand, but a huge practical experience that one needs to overcome. And I wanted to say the same thing when it comes to design and presentation, that it's really an enjoyable process and technique and workflow to get to understand how to do things in a different way. But you do need to practice it, and your body needs to get used to the whole process. Your mind needs to get used to the process. Your hands need to get used to the way that certain softwares work, and so on and so forth. So you need to really grasp through maturity that everything is a process, that there is no quick fix. But there are great things about a process. If you are part of a really inspired community, that process can be absolutely phenomenal. And that's what I believe in. I believe community together with a structured learning and time to experience a workflow technique and process and learn from others is something that's an absolute necessity when you're learning online. Simply just to buy a tutorial on something cool is not great, because if you do not have community, you do not have process, and you do not have that evolution of your process to become a master. And so what I wanted to show you is a bunch of my students, what they're saying about our process. And then right at the end, you'll be able to see some mind-blowing student work of students that have really taken on this process over the last few months and have become absolute masters. So stay to the end to watch how amazing it is.
Well, guys, this is, what I've learned here from all of you guys, it's a whole new world for me. And I really appreciate all your comments and stuff. This space, this community that Jason built is totally amazing, because, our skills have developed so much, guys. Even in my case, look at this stuff, because, when I started and stuff, sky's the limit. So I'm a little worried, but this community, Jason, is totally amazing. I love it.
I say for me, it's really that I have a tool now, because I have all these creative ideas, and I've always had them. And now I've got a tool to express it. And what I think what's important for me is, because what I can do without AI, my creativity, no AI can replicate, because you have given me the tools to express it really. And that's amazing. Yes, I'm using computers, but still it's me, my creativity, the driving force behind it. Whatever I do, if it's a rendering of a house or a fireplace, and that's really, for me, is mind-blowing. And I will never forget the day I saw it the very first time on YouTube, popping up on your advertising. I was deep into photorealistic rendering and using AI, and I was thinking, oh, come on, what does he want? He's sketching like in the old days. And I've done this 20 years, and now I'm doing photorealistic rendering, and yes, here I am. And thank you so much for that, really.
I just got this terminology that I use, is that you're building classic vehicles with today's technology, and they're so much better. So you're returning back to art. You're making it an art form, and you've got much more control than you'll ever have with AI. But we're using AI in our toolbox, to help, right, with Midjourney and Photoshop and all that. It's incredible. I've seen everybody bloom. It's exciting to watch this, and it's given me a breath of fresh air in my career, seeing this and participating and watching the group here. I'm so busy with projects, I don't have the time to breathe sometimes. But yeah, it's incredible. It's been a great journey for me, for sure.
That I've seen and everything, that the potential of all this system is mind-blowing. It's just amazing. It reminds me of the time when there was a transition between hand drafting and CAD. The drawings back then, especially when you were doing presentations, were pretty cold when they came out of CAD, and it took a while for people to get used to it. Still, this is kind of a going back into that arena, if you will, to get something that is alive, that has a pulse to it. So definitely, like you said many times, Jason, artificial intelligence is not there yet. And even if it gets closer to what we're doing these days in this group, it's not going to be there. It needs that part of the human portion of it to be alive, and there's nothing like the human spirit to make it and to bring it alive. That's for sure.
There's nothing that's going to compete with the hand feel, and at the end of the day, even if it's all the AI, but it's all going to come back. I'm sure it'll come, the hybrid between the two. Being on just helps and gives, more context and enjoyment.
I'm just super inspired by everybody, everybody's work. And I think the fact that it's so diverse, it's like we're handed the same tools, but actually everybody is kind of going in their own direction. It's kind of a witness to the human process, as it were. And then I hear stories that, we're all going to get replaced by even us who actually, in the construction industry, who are actually going out there and building buildings, that we're all going to be replaced by robots, humanoid robots, and, 3D printed this and that. We're not there yet, but nevertheless, we still need the human bridge. These are machines, if you think about the buildings as being machines that people live in, they're, 3D living, breathing, functional things. We still need the human bridge between us and them. So there will always be a place for us, who are able to bridge that, even conceptually, between the client and actually producing the work, and actually giving them the houses that they want to live in or buildings that they want to use. But thank you, Jason. I mean, this is truly amazing tools that you're giving us, and us, just improving our ability to communicate with our clients. It's really quite extraordinary.
Humble head nod, humble head nod, humble head nod. For if somebody had said to me, yeah, so we're going to take this course and you're going to sit on a Zoom and look at your little iPad screen for 4 hours, I would say, yeah, no way. But there's enough work that's really beneficial to learning and motivational, I guess is a better word. So I keep coming back.
It's everything that everybody's been saying, but I think it's the unexpected benefits. So a great bunch of people chatting to people all around the world, sometimes stuck in our own studio. Is the loop, is the feedback loop. You start getting involved in like any other system I've ever used before. It's going back into how I'm putting models together in ArchiCAD and how I'm starting to design. Those 3 houses that I've done are different from the versions I nicked them from because of what I've learned about how they work with shadows and lights and things. So I've been able to feed that back. That's why I say it's a feedback loop. It goes back into the design. And that you didn't tell me was going to happen. And I love that. It's just brilliant.
That's brilliant. Thanks so much, everyone. You're a wonderful group. I love having you here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week, and just really enjoyed the feedback tonight, and just awesome work. Have a great day, evening, wherever you are in the world. And just thanks again for all your energies, your efforts, and just I'm super blown away by you every time we meet.
Yeah, good work, everybody.
So just to take a look at some of this mind-blowing student work, and what you really need to do is understand that this is not AI, this is SketchUp and Photoshop. And if you really enjoy SketchUp and Photoshop and doing things the right way, take a look at this work. So here we go. We've got Angela. She's produced this as her own model. This is the design she did in Switzerland. It's a pub in Switzerland, in Zurich. And she is an expert at doing and designing pub. She's an interior architect, but take a look at this detail. And when you print this out on an A3 or A0 or A1 or tabloid, you cannot believe how amazing it looks. So almost very similar to a Copic sort of mix with pen and watercolor, just oil-based markers, just really amazing. So here we go, some more work from Juan. He is in Toronto doing amazing urban design. But take a look at this proposal for a project, a quick proposal. Just really amazing work. So much detail, and the whole idea of line work in the model and also foliage is just really something that pulls it all together. Juan again, and here you go. Take a look at this detail: a Ferris wheel, a commercial building, a dock, and a whole lot of amazing details. And the details you can pick up, even the yachts have a set of strings, and you can see that all the foliage as well as the walkways have been designed on this particular 3D sketch. But it's not necessary to have a photorealistic image at your disposal. Take a look at this elevation over here. Such amazing activity, life, vibrancy to the design that you can actually just picture what it may be like completely built. And that's what you're trying to give your clients. Let's move on. A orthographic view, just absolutely wonderful. Take a look at this as a mix between Photoshop and SketchUp, but take a look at the planning. Isn't this absolutely mind-blowing? Take a look at how he references areas with these amazing sort of bullets that are completely three-dimensional in nature. So just really amazing. Each piece is an art piece. Juan won this competition. It was a competition we just ran. Take a look at how amazing it is. He designed this resort, and it's got this rustic feel. But if you zoom in, you can absolutely see the line work, the colors, the immense application of detail here to bring this whole thing to fruition. And it's not exactly the photorealistic stuff that wins projects, but something like this is absolutely mind-blowing. Take a look at each room's got a swimming pool, and just the walking paths, the shadows, the trees, the colors. If we zoom in here, you can see how masterfully he has put this together. The stairs over here, every single detail that you can actually manage, he has put together, and even that particular car, and just the way he has also bulleted it and made reference to its geolocation in the world. Just absolutely amazing. Here is the perspective of the same scheme, and we're going to take a look at how you put that together. Take a look at this. It's absolutely just a wonderful piece of perspective artwork mix. Just got the energy that is needed to sell a scheme with all the details. The project was supposed to be a party around a pool, and we really managed to get that process working in this particular project. Just very, very cool stuff. Kids playing in the foreground. And then take a look at this elevation. I'm going to show you another one of these elevations. But this is award-winning project work, and we're just going to kind of shift around here. Take a look at it. Almost looks like it's hand done. It looks like it's been done with Copic, with fine liner, and so on and so forth. Just really mind-blowing. Take a look at these perspectives. Once again, I don't think anyone can achieve this with AI yet. It's almost there with AI, but nothing that is completely designed can be controlled with AI. So you can get great ideas out of AI, but this is not AI. This is Photoshop and SketchUp mixed together. Take a look at the balloon in the background, the people swimming in the swimming pool. The quality of the image is just something that you could print out on a large scale format, and just the magnificent shadows, textures, and all the line work. Take a look at this elevation. Now, elevations are the most difficult thing to produce if you're a designer, but take a look how magnificent you can get an elevation. Take a look at this microbus in the swimming pool, and so on and so forth. So just really amazing stuff here from Juan. He won the competition just in the group, in our community. We had a competition which was supposed to be a series of drawings surrounding a swimming pool that had been activated with some sort of festivity. And he came up with this combined with the previous image over here. And take a look at the amount of energy that can go into an amazing illustration using Photoshop and SketchUp. So this is what the masterful students are doing within the group. And so there are other people like Ian producing just really, really cool drawings that are very sort of light on resources, that are showing the most amazing narratives and just really pulling it all together. Well done to you, Ian. You're doing amazing work. We've got obviously Brigitte doing some really cool stuff as well. Take a look at the line work, take a look at the hatching, take a look at the textures in the trees and on the walls, and just an absolutely natural approach to computer-aided design. Interiors by Brigitte, take a look at this magnificent interior. So we can go on all night, but you can take a look at the amount of detail. Now, when this printed on a piece of A3 sort of card, you can just really, bask in its glow. It's just really beautiful. Even take a look at these books on the counter, all these little details. You can just achieve some masterful stuff. Brigitte again doing some really mind-blowing work, architectural drawings. And if you're going to show your client this type of work early in the beginning of a project, you are going to blow them away. Brigitte, once again, take a look at this detail that you can achieve. You can see I'm zooming in because the detail is there, and this is quite unique to this process, is that you can achieve just some magnificent architectural classical detail, and it comes out on the paper. There you go, it's full building in its entirety from the top, some sections and some elevations. So we were busy taking a look at some of the areas down here close up, and they really were beautiful. You can go back and take a look at them. Then we've got some renovations done by our friend AM Designs in the Irish Republic. Really beautiful work. We've got Brigitte doing some masterful stuff again here. Take a look at this drawing, also at a very, very high resolution. You cannot understand how magnificent this type of style prints out. It's a combination between oil-based marker, watercolor, and line work, and you can really achieve some masterful stuff. Take a look at this particular project. A combination of softwares here, including D5 Render mixed with SketchUp, mixed with Photoshop. And here you go, some hotel work, some interior work, like you cannot imagine how magnificent this is. Printed out, once again, I keep on suggesting that it needs to be printed out. It does, because once you print this out on paper, it achieves a completely new level of manifestation in reality. Different angles from different points in the room. If you're an interior designer, take a look at the Louis Vuitton bag, take a look at all the deco in the room, the folded clothes, the blankets. You can just really have an amazing time with this particular process and achieving such a marvelous effect. Take a look at these books here on the top of the couch, and a glass of wine, flowers, all these little details just really can set off your perspective like no other. Well done to you on this amazing perspective. Interiors on a different level. Take a look at the wood fireplace, the chair, the books. What I'm suggesting, if any of the images and anything that the community members, the architects within our community said resonates with you, then simply book a time with me and we'll take a look at your existing skills, your existing workflow, and your existing techniques, and put a game plan together for you, absolutely free.